Well, hello and welcome to our continued coverage of the World Gymnastics Championships and the men's all-around final from Antwerp. Beth Tweddle and world floor champion Gianni Regini Moran have been watching all of the action alongside us here in the studio as this competition has been unfolding over on BBC Two. Now, just to bring you up to date with what's been going on, Great Britain are in that top group. Jake Jarman is about to vault. We're just waiting for him. Fred Richards is at the end of the vault runway, but China are doing incredibly well. Sun Wei is in the lead currently, but let's go back live now to Fred Richard at the end of the vault runway with Craigie and Christine Still.
I have a feeling Fred Richard is going to be a very good vaulter.
We shall see. USA on vault.
Just a 5-2. But a near perfect 5-2 vault.
You're right, Chris, you called it there. This is what we want to see.
So out of 15.2.
He's very tidy in the air as well. Such an efficient twister and so powerful, so springy.
A very efficient lander as well, just like on the floor. His feet go down and almost seem to stick to the mat, don't they?
Well, if you think he's just 19 years of age, it's only half a twist away from a triple, which will put him to a 5-6. Won't be surprised if he'll be triple twisting in the Olympics. Sun Wei Haiborg, big score, 14.233. Stays at the top.
This is the strapping for floor. And floor wasn't such a high scoring piece for him in qualification.
Well, this gymnast has climbed up the competition from the start. Ukraine, Ilya Kovtan swings the ball.
And he's quite a tall gymnast. He can exert a lot of power on the bar. Oh, and that was at absolute full strength. Here come the Kachevs, the straight, the straddled, the piked. Really strong high bar work, this. Lovely full turn. He was the minimum age at the Olympics. We've seen him grow up under the spotlight of competition, and this high bar work is super. Stolder in and out, hop full turn. Here it comes, the dismount, lifts up, 2 twists, just a little pace. Such clean work.
Well, what an explosive routine that was, Christine. Full of everything, Kovacs, Kachevs. He really has come on in the last sort of 12 months, matured into a fabulous all-round gymnast. And look at the score, 14.066 up into third. I said he was one to watch. Soares, 13 on the floor. That was costly, that. Christine, execution, 7-7.
That was a shame, wasn't it? Because it's a piece that Brazil is actually usually fantastic on floor.
Another one on execution, 9.366.
Time to find out.
Big pressure, huge vault, out to 16. Come on, Jake. Ramsey! Oh my word! Look at that! We've had a 2.5 nailed, a 3 nailed, and a 3.5. What a vault!
That was one of the best vaults I think I've ever seen. I mean, it was unbelievable, the difficulty, the height.
Watch his face when he lands. He can't believe it. Watch his face. Like, you just won the lottery. Whoa!
That was huge.
Well, just what he needed.
It was definitely worth the gamble.
Milad Karimi scores 14.233 for his vault, but keep your eyes on the scoreboard. Wowzers. Rene Konoya of Canada in 9th, stepping up to high bar.
And Canada have had such a great World Championships here. Qualified a team for the Olympics for the first time in a long, long while. Very nice turns immediately into the Kachev, linking the skills. Here comes the straddle, then the straight. Good turn right on top of the bar. The gymnasts are meant to try and finish their turns in handstand, and that's where the marks disappear to if they don't. Another release, the Markelov. And this is a very tidy routine. Good Stolder, all the swinging on dead straight arms. Here comes the dismount, the 2 twists, the 2 somersaults, couple of little paces, but that was well executed.
Well, we've been really impressed with the Canadian team in this competition. And great to see them putting some good all-rounders together.
Still reeling after that Jake Jarman vault.
That was unbelievable. What's he going for? He's got to go over 15. Got to go over 15.
Oh yeah, 15.3, 15.4, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Might even get to 15.5.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the vibe. We shall see.
Well, it's got to be well into the 9s for execution, and what was it, a 6 start value?
Bogashev of Uzbekistan. Again, a gymnast that didn't know he was competing till later on this afternoon.
We're making the most of his World Championship debut. Oh, come on, lock those arms. Well done, the long swing. Often see on the high bar. Great fluency there, the front somersault into the handstand. Full turn around one arm, just a little bit of a flex, come on. Well done, travelling under the bars, that's the Moy skill. Up into the double pike dismount, well done! Love it!
Very good, very handy on that piece of apparatus.
Well,
Jake Jarman scores a 15.433 and vaults from 14th to 5th. Konoya scores a 13.8, keeps him in 9th. Van den Kierbus, the Belgian, opts to get himself up on high bar in 7th as it stands.
opens with the Markelov, a little bit bent arms on the catch. But I'm sure we'll see lots of exciting stuff here. Stolder with the pirouette. Nice squat dislocation with half turn. These gymnasts can swing with almost straight body when they just swing. Lovely up to handstand. They just change the body shape when they want to accelerate into a release or into a dismount. You can see hop full turn. Here comes the shape change, up into the air, double straight with full twist.
Dream landing.
Very, very good landing, fulfilled the requirements.
Loving this. Oh, this home crowd moment.
Well, not one of the most difficult routines in terms of release and catches, but what really impressed me was his turns in the bar up towards the vertical into the handstand, and that's what the judges are looking for. So execution should score well, and certainly enjoying competing in front of the home crowd.
Well, and to be in sort of, you know, the top 8 of the world in this company is no mean feat. Noah Seifert of Switzerland next on to parallel bars. He was in the European final in parallel bars earlier this year.
Oh, that's a big skill from the upper arm position. Zips up into handstand, no problem at all. And no hesitation there. Anything from turning from one bar just ups the difficulty a tenth. Travels back to the end. He'll go back down the bars. Shape. The Bavzar skill. This is difficult when you get to the end of the routine because the choke and the grip is becoming less and less. It's a great routine so far. Come on, double pike, solid start. Be very proud of that. Well done.
So Seifert, he qualified in 11th, so eyes set on a top 10 finish if he can.
Super height there. You can see almost finished that second somersault before he got down to the height of the bar.
14.766.
Great score, that.
Ahmet Onda of Turkey, the next gymnast onto floor.
And
Onda took a silver in the all-round at the Europeans last year.
oh, and that was fabulous, wasn't it? Twisting front somersault into double front somersault. Really neat, tidy landing. Same thing from the double twisting, double back. These gymnasts practice these landings every day, lots and lots of times. You have to become so precise. And he certainly has. Oh, just a little hop on that one. Turkey have been absolutely delighted to have qualified a team to the Olympic Games, one of the 12 countries that will contest the Olympic team title. This has been a very efficient routine. Here comes the big finish, almost a compulsory finish. I haven't hardly seen a routine that hasn't finished with a triple twist.
Huge routine from Onda, packed with difficulty, beautifully executed as well, and will be right at home at the Olympics. 13.8. He's in the top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, he's a very stylish gymnast, Onda. And his teammate Adam Azil, that became European champion earlier this year. They are very stylish gymnasts.
Well, Ergashev at 13.1 for parallel bars. Came in as the reserve. Very healthy. Oh, and the home lad, Van der Kierbus, just drops outside of the top 10 at the moment with 2 pieces left to go. So here is how things look after the fourth rotation. Sungwei hangs on in the lead. Hashimoto's gone up into second, look. Cofton in third. Jake Jarman now in fifth. Moved up 9 places. Chiba just behind him. Suarez now down to 10th. It's all change at the top. Great Britain's James Hall has dropped 3 places as well in that 19th spot. But 2 pieces left to go in this men's all-round final. But yeah, Sungwei.
Well, I mean, the thing is now, Hashimoto goes to his best 2 pieces of apparatus. Sungwei's got floor, and he only had a 13.6.
Pommels, yeah.
On floor, and I'm just looking at his pommels
He was in
as
the
well.
12s.
Yeah, and you know that Hashimoto can score around 15 on the next 2 pieces. So again, it gives you that confidence. Know you're finishing on your best couple of pieces. There's only 2/10 of a gap. I think he'll be pretty confident. But as you know, his high bar routine, it is very spectacular.
It's all or nothing, isn't it?
It's all or nothing. It's a bit like Jake Jarman's vault.
Yeah, all or nothing.
All or nothing.
When you think that China arrived here and in qualification was so all over the place that they only just got into 8th spot and into team final. And they have just built and built. They got into the medals for the men's team final by putting their reserve in. And now Sungwei, the only Chinese gymnast in this all-around final, is really putting them on the map again.
Well, he was down in 14th, you know, and it just goes to prove that if you have a poor qualification, it can put you down the table. And if you've got, you know, the ability, you can go back up because the scores don't carry over. You're starting from 0 again.
But Cofton is in with a good shot of the medal here.
I mean, we like Cofton anyhow,
Yeah.
and he's a real favourite of the gymnasts as well. Obviously, he can't train in Ukraine at the moment. He's having to travel around Europe with his coach, sort of big bore and steel, and he's gone out, medalled in the European Championships, and I think it'd be lovely if he picked up a medal here as well.
He did get a bronze in 21 in this all-round competition, so he's no stranger to the world all-round podium. But could it be, well, could a colour be in the hands of this man?
He's got the unenviable task of finishing on the pommel horse as well. However, last night the French had the unenviable task of finishing on the beam, and they absolutely smashed it. So you can never tell, can you?
I think I'd rather finish on the pommel than the beam, Chris.
Well, the closest that Sungwei's got to an international all-round medal was the fourth place finish, worst place to finish back in the Olympics at Tokyo. Sungwei, 2 pieces to go for him.
Two and a half twist to open with. Double twist, straight front. Little bound. Double, double. Looked very at home with that skill. That's the style and precision we've come to expect from this team from China. Super twisting combinations, 2.5 into full twisting front. Showcasing the strength he showed us on the rings. All important. Big tumble here. Triple twist. Step back. It wasn't faultless, but it wasn't terrible either.
No, it was a little bit raggy, but he's happy.
Well, he's heavily strapped. big routine. He had a 13.6 in qualification, so he loses a mark to Hashimoto over these two pieces of apparatus. So that's where you have to perform at your absolute best. And it was just a bit steppy on some of the landings, Chris.
It was, and this gymnast really surprised us with that really not so good vault.
Well, Kenta Chiba in 6th at the moment. This will be a strong piece for him. He got a 14.7 in qualification.
Floats in the front somersault to handstand. The Japanese have been masters on this piece of apparatus for decades. The light frame suits the apparatus. Look at the flight and ease, the long swing. High in the straddle front somersault. He'll change the shape of the body. Travels back down the bars, the Bavzar. He'll work back into the middle, watch the body shape change. Beautiful work. It's faultless so far. Big dismount, the double front with the half turn. Keeps the pressure on. Really impressed with this gymnast, guys.
Tiny little hop, and I mean, goodness me, it's a tough job if you're a judge to deduct from that.
I absolutely agree. We've not seen him really on the international stage before, but he's certainly impressing us.
The only deduction I could really see at the end on the dismount.
Sunway 13.333 for floor. Down a little bit on his qualification, yeah.
0.3 penalty there.
Well, this is a big routine for Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine. He's in that 3rd place spot at the moment. He's very handy on this piece of apparatus. He's going to need mid-13s if possible.
Quite a tall gymnast, so his big challenge is to keep inside of the floor area, but that was a great start. Combination into the double front and the 2.5 twist. Three and a half twist. He's got all the tricks. He's really gained in strength and power over this last couple of years. Good fight there to hold that landing. Lovely flares work. Works with a nice pace on the floor, keeps the routine moving. Oh, pace on that final tumble, but that was a good dynamic routine, I thought.
Definite medal in his sights here.
I was going to say it was a very positive routine. He really has come on in the last couple of years, grown in confidence, grown in stature.
Chiba 14.666, down a little bit on qualification. High bar left for him. Ahmed Onda next. Pommel horse. Such a difficult piece of apparatus. Make it look so easy.
Well, not one of his favoured pieces of apparatus, and with the size of his shoulders, it is always difficult to work. You can see his arms are behind his back. He has to bend his arms because his shoulders are so big. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, keep going, come on. Oh, what a shame. The problem is, is as soon as you hit the apparatus, you lose your momentum, and it doesn't matter how much strength you have, you just can't keep going.
I thought he was doing tremendously well, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you can see for somebody, it's not an easy routine for him. It's very strength sapping if you're always working on those bent arms. So you're constantly just being, you know, depleted of energy. That's good work. Come on, come on. And again, you see. What a shame. It's been a big year for the gymnasts from Turkey, to be fair. They had the European Championships. They were so successful there.
I think he'll jump on and do a dismount.
Yeah, you can see his arms are gone. He's having to shake his arms. Once that lactic acid kicks in, it's so difficult to get rid of.
Poor lad's got rings next. There he is, up into the dismount, and that'll do, he says.
So no dismount, that's classed as a fall, 3 falls. He's saying, look, you need a dismount. Is he going to go back? Yeah. Because the dismount's one of the requirements, which is another mark as well. From up there. Right, there we go. Let's hope he finishes strong on the rings. Nobody wants to see that.
He was in for a top 10 finish as well. Cofton, 14. Big floor score for him. Definite medal in his sights. What colour will it be? Mezarosh of Hungary next on floor.
And this is a gymnast that impressed us much in the European Championships. And that was a very impressive first opening tumble. Good, solid second one as well, double twisting, double back. 2.5 twist. Building the difficulty well. And he's another gymnast that works with good pace and style. The quicker you can work, the more elements you can get in, so you can build that score a little easier. He's very precise on his landings. Just a tiny pace there. Very well disciplined in his work. Hungary have a great heritage within gymnastics. Oh, super triple twist.
Yeah, Mezarosh, he took a silver at that Europeans. We're talking about Chris.
Yep.
Fred Richard. What can he do on parallel bars? Well, he's in 4th at the moment. He scored a 14.6 in qualification, so he's very, very handy on this piece.
Oh, powerful. Lovely skill, plenty of height. Lovely long swing on the end. Beautiful height and flight, travelling down the bars. The Bavzar skill, performed by so many. Oh, he just had to use a bit of strength to get into the handstand. Not too costly. Got a real variety of work. Come on, big dismount. The double front. Well done.
Yes, Fred. Here the Team USA screaming from the stands.
Well, it's slightly different from the team competition because your teammates are right next to you, you know, and now they're up in the stands, but you can certainly hear them.
You can indeed, and
it does help
Oh, it
Definitely
does.
helps.
It does. And the USA have looked good on parallel bars throughout, really. And that was an excellent routine.
What a shame for Ahmed Onda. He scores a 9.933. This will be a big score, yeah, 14.266 for Mesrosh of Hungary. And he's moved up. And Kanoya just getting himself limbered up, ready for floor. It's had a steady competition. Canadian gymnasts have really risen up the world rankings in the last few years.
They certainly have. And that won't do the course any damage at all. Beautiful double twisting, double back. And an equally beautiful double front somersault. They look a very well-rehearsed team. You know, you can be a great gymnast, but if you haven't got well-constructed routines, you can't score well. This team look like they have well-constructed work, and they've got a good balance of a little bit of risk, but mostly routines they really can do, which is the secret at this level of competition, really. 1.5 twist, front full. Here comes this big last tumble, 2.5. But you see every landing was totally precise.
Great work from the Canadian.
Enjoying himself. And why wouldn't you? The top 24 in the world.
I agree, Christine. These guys seem to be very at ease with the programme, pulling the routines together.
But he matches qualification. Fred Richards scores a 14.6.
Well done, Fred.
Says first at the moment, but the big hitters are still to come. And Great Britain's James Hall next on parallel bars. 14.466 was his qualification score.
Well, I don't want to jinx James, but this is a good piece of apparatus normally. Good extension there in the under somersault. Look at that, the Suarez skill. Back somersault with the half turn. Arms take a bit of a clattering on the rails. Oh, and that's really well negotiated. Good control. Look at the height there, the straddle front somersault. I wish that camera would stay still, it's making me seasick. Here we go, big dismount, come on James. Yes! Well, what a routine. James Hall, I salute you. Fantastic.
Well, that is exactly what he needed with high bar to come. And he's warmed the bars up nicely for Jake. He'll follow him. But that was a class bit of work, that on the world stage, Chris.
It was. So pleased for James. There's been such a lot of pressure.
Thanks, man.
Kanoya, 13.566. Van der Kurbus of Belgium. Next to go, he's the penultimate gymnast on floor in this rotation, the 26-year-old.
He's like a caged lion, isn't he?
Yeah, he's absolutely going for that top 10 finish.
Super handspring, double pike front somersault as well. Noses forward tumbling, excellently spun that double front with ease. And there's 4 requirements on floor that you have to have. If you don't have one of them, it's half a mark off. It's forwards and backward tumbling, non-acrobatic skills as well, and of course the dismount, a proper dismount, and that's why you saw on pommel horse the gymnast go back and do the dismount. When it's a requirement, it's worth a lot to you. Very nice, 1.5 into front full. Crowd right behind him. Super triple twist. Well, that was an excellent routine. He's risen to the occasion without any shadow of doubt.
Absolutely superb stuff from the Belgian. Yes.
Great work on the floor. Should be really proud of that routine. Triple twist. It's always a great feeling to get to the end of the routine on 2 feet.
Come on, let's see a 14. James Hall, 14.666 for parallel bars.
That's the James Hall we're used to seeing. Well done.
One of the highest in the top group. But Jake Jarman managed to put in a personal best on parallel bars at these championships. Now is the time to repeat that performance. Come on, Jake.
Oh, well, that didn't help, the extra swing. Just caught a little bit on bent arms. Lovely when he works the bars. Under somersault with half turn. Oh, that little step forwards and backwards. Come on, watch him travel down the bars now. Deviates the body. Plenty of height in the Mavzar skill. Back to the middle. Being cheered on by his teammate James. Come on, there's the dismount.
Oh,
wow, what a shame. It'll be very costly, an extra swing. You know, we forget he's still quite a young, inexperienced gymnast at this stage. He's sort of propelled to stardom after the Commonwealth Games. He won all those medals, but he's still a young lad, and for him, he needs to get experience in championships like this.
absolutely, just 21 years old. But yes, like you say, he's had a lot of success in his career already. 13.6 for Van der Keerbus. Acciati of Italy. Next gymnast to go on floor. He's the Italian all-around champion.
Oh, such a popular start, that twisting front somersault into double front. When you do more than one difficult tumble in a line, then the difficulty builds. You get bonuses for joining difficult moves, as well as the value of the move. Lovely style on the double twist. Body held absolutely straight. 2.5 into the straight front. Made a little bit of a meal of that landing. But it's been well controlled, this routine. And that was one of the nicest triples I've seen. Very smoothly round and out.
Nice gymnast, this Chris Hatcher. Remember, he did that really nice twisting vault earlier. Very clean and tidy. That's a big skill. 2.5 twist into the straight front somersault. Score for Jake, 12.766. into 5th. He'll be disappointed with that score.
Yes, the extra swing cost a lot, didn't it, at the beginning there?
Well, Hashimoto was in 2nd. This is a huge parallel bar routine for him. He's battling Sunway. High 14s for Hashimoto to give himself a bit of leeway with 1 piece to go after this.
Well, he can get to 15 and just look at the start there. Great control on the somersault with half turn. Look, the arms locked out, finishing in the handstand. And just look at the height there, the front somersault. Beautiful Bavzar. He's cool, he's calm, he's measured. Dismount to go. Can he nail it? Double front with the half turn.
Oh.
Yes, he can. Gotta be up towards a 15.
Well, that is why he is the all-round champion of the world and the all-around Olympic champion. Has he just given him that buffer so he can retain his title?
You like that, Chris?
I do. I like his gymnastics very much. It's got a very easy feel about it.
He stuck it just the same in the team competition.
He did.
Yeah, he's very precise gymnast, isn't he? He does his work exactly the same every time.
Macchiati scores a 13.466. 1 piece left to go for him, and that'll be pommel horse. His teammate Yumin Aberdini next to swing the high bar. 22 years old. Managed to get into the 14s in qualification.
And you've got to be pretty efficient on the high bar to do that. See how the swing changes. He's going to open those hips, full twist in the straight somersault over the bar. And again, in the tuck position. 2 different elements, so you can use them both. And a different shape again for the Kachev. The straddle back over, the flight over the bar. Little tiny bit late. All these pirouettes need to try and be at the top. That was much better. He came out into handstand. Have to include turns. Super stoop in and out, Stolder in and out. Here comes the dismount, the late kick, the double twist. Oh, really very good routine that for Italy.
Absolutely superb stuff, vastly entertaining, and catching full arm as well.
Well, the first skill he did, the full twisting Kovacs over the back, over the bar, so was named after the Italian gymnast Cassina that performed it at the 2000 Olympics. So good tradition on the high bar.
14.033. Suarez, the Brazilian that had such a great start to this competition. His penultimate piece of apparatus, pommel horse.
Always difficult, a piece of apparatus to be finishing or towards the end of the competition on. Come on, he's got to keep the momentum going. Well done, a little bit too controlled, but he's speeding up now in the flares, the spindles. That's what you got to do, keep the momentum going, keep the movement. Into the woo. Difficult stuff, and again, come on, come on, come on. This is it. Come on, up into the handstand pirouette. Well done. Yes, what a fight.
He's hanging on in there. Still wants to be in with a shout to the finish. That's the way. 13.6 for Suarez on pommel horse.
Well, he'll certainly be hoping to get an individual place at the Olympics, I'm sure.
Hashimoto goes into the lead with 1 to go. He scored 14.8 on parallel bars. Just warming up now on their last piece of apparatus, so we'll get an idea of how things lie with 1 piece to go. The champion Hashimoto in the lead. Fred Richards moved up into second. Kenta Chiba also on the top spot there. Lucas Dowes has dropped down to 14th. Well, Jake Jarman currently in 6th, and James Hall has moved up into 8th place.
Well, what about the American up into 2nd place? He has impressed us with 1 piece of apparatus to go. That would be something.
Yeah, the last time the US were on the all-round podium was back in 2010. Got a bronze.
Well, he scored 12.233 in qualification, so he must have had a bit of a fall from the high bar.
He's got a big big routine actually. But it looks pretty much on for Hashimoto to try and retain this title. There he is, 2-2-8.
Well, you certainly were right, Craig. He's got his best pieces in the back half of the competition.
Well, I'm just looking at the gap between Koftan in 4th. There's about 5/10 between him and Frederick Richard of the United States. So if the American could hold off Koftan to get a medal, that would be some feat. Just 19 years of age, his first World Championships.
He's also, yeah, Koftan's just a 0.2 off Chiba in 3rd.
Well, Chiba had a 14.5 in qualification, and Koftan went to pommels at a 14.3.
So it's very tight.
It is very tight, and the thing is with high bars, we've seen these guys, they don't hold back, do they? You fall off, it's a mark, but just the same with the pommel horse. We've seen a lot of
victims on the pommel horse.
I think I'd rather finish on high bar than the pommel horse.
Yeah, I think I would, but high bar can be tricky as well, can't it? I'd really rather be finishing on the floor, I think.
Well, either way, they've both got difficult finishes.
Actually, I'd go for the vault. I'd finish on the vault. Vault's a good one.
You'd be down in 24th now, though, but then you'd be on the podium. After vault.
Actually, of course, the format of the competition is that they start on the first 4 pieces.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have anyone finishing on vault,
I tell you, I'm pleased I'm not finishing on rings. Put it that way, because they haven't got much strength left. But sadly for Suarez, that's his story. So on we go then with the 6th of 6 pieces of apparatus in this men's all-around final. Diogo Soares of Brazil starting things off for those on rings.
And I think he should be quite an efficient gymnast on rings. He's got a compact physique, nice and secure in that handstand shape. It's not at all easy to swing into the handstand and control it. Good on the somersaults. And that's a nice control in the handstand. There's the, and he just paused it slightly before he got there on the forward swing to it. Here he comes. Full twisting, double straight dismount. Quite a short routine. I'm sure fulfills all requirements, but I don't think it'll be a huge score.
Well, hopefully we'll see him at the Olympics. Well, what a massive routine this is for Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine.
And what a fantastic thing for him and his country if he could nail it.
He's in contention. All he can do is his absolute best. And then just see what happens with Chiba on high bar.
Well, he's a no-nonsense gymnast, that's for sure. And he swings his apparatus so well for such a powerful physique. Down between the pommel handles, the Wendy circle. It's a hugely difficult routine. Such complex hand movements. Legs and feet locked together. He's going well so far. Come on, up into the handstand, pirouettes. And he's through. Well, I don't think he could have done much better than that.
Gosh, he did well on that dismount. He whipped in that extra little twist to build up the difficulty. 14.366 was his qualification score.
Well, he's a very gritty performer and a very determined young man.
Soares on ring scores 13.066. Says first at the moment, but all those in the lead are yet to go.
You said he'd get up into first, Matt. Get your picture. He didn't say the first one, though.
Because the big score in the arena, the big scoreboard in the arena, will see him as first.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
trick is to take your photo then, isn't it?
That's what I used to do.
I was going to say, we've all done it.
Seifert rounds up his competition on floor. He was in the European floor final earlier this year. That's why.
Really efficient, that double front somersault. And whips the double pike in as well. He's very light and fast. Interesting technique on the twisting as well. Now, he's really quite a slight gymnast, but he's deceptive because he's very powerful as well. Yeah, the 2.5 twist, super straight front somersault. He wraps in at exactly the right time to maximise the work. Oh, and a round-off flip into triple twist. That's a variation on the theme. I like his work on floor a lot.
I like him as an all-round gymnast.
14.3 for Ilya Kovtun. Will it be enough? It's going to be very, very close.
Indeed.
Well, he'll need a fall on the high bar, I think, one of these gymnasts.
Well, Frederick Richard, in his first senior year, hoping to land on a medal after this high bar routine. Didn't go very well for him in qualification, but he'll go all out, that's for sure.
Now winds up for the first huge release. Full twist in Kovacs. And look, oh, I was just going to say, look at the height on that release. It's like he had too much time.
His hand was under the bar, wasn't it?
He had plenty of time. If you look on top there, oh.
He just didn't have the disciplined position of that second hand.
Oh, his coach there was just slowing him down. Refocus, so important. He looks okay.
Well, that's a full mark and the chance of a medal gone. He works the bar so well. The bar bends, you can see there. And the skill with good bar work is to, when the bar bounces down, to get the reaction to come back up and lift you off the bar to give you the height and flight. And he's got a real understanding of how to do that. Oh, great turn. The squat dislocate, full turn into the handstand. Again with the half turn. Winds up, big dismount, double twisting, double back, sticks the landing. Well, wherever he's finished in this competition, he has been fantastic in these championships.
Absolutely, yeah. Keep your eye on this lad because he's going places, that's for sure. To come out here in his first senior year and have all of that difficulty in your locker, unbelievable performance.
He almost had it grasped, didn't he? He double took. But I would agree with both of you. He's a great prospect for the future and very exciting performer.
13.833 for Noah Seifert. Still the big hitters to come. Human Aberdini of Italy. Beautiful.
Ooh, sky high double Arabian. Really lifts. Very stylish, but not quite the huge amount of difficulty that we've seen. The gymnasts who've really got the big difficulty scores packing 2 or even 3 somersaults in a line. But he really keeps the momentum going in the routine. Other than when, like this, he's doing a balanced situation, super straight handstand. Right up on his fingers. He'll turn and go straight away. Very good triple twist. Probably it'll be one of the best execution scores, but not quite so much difficulty.
Yet again, another good solid performance from the Italians. Very compact gymnast. Fantastically efficient on the twisting.
Smile. It's just smile, yeah. It's part of the journey.
Well said. Yeah, it is part of the journey. He's going to have a big journey ahead of him.
13.3 with a fall. Huge score. Finishes on 84.332.
Make me hungry in the gym. I know. No, you already so much.
But James Hall wraps up his all-round competition on high bar. Come on, James. You got this.
Very exciting to watch on this piece of apparatus. Some really big skills. There's the first one. Again, he'll do it in the tuck position. Yes, he has. Now he fell off on the next skill in the team competition. No problem today. Now, just needs to concentrate, get the handstands. Yes, well done. Just that little separation. And again, that banging handstand. Wraps in, double twisting, double back.
Oh.
Well, James, much better competition today. Well done, young man.
Absolutely superb stuff from James Hall. He's an absolute stalwart of the British team. He's so dependable. And what a performance in this all-round world final from James Hall.
Lovely high bar today. He'll be so thrilled to have completed that without a mistake. Had a fall in the team competition, but he's really come out here and worked with freedom and confidence today.
Well, he went into this piece in 8th place. May even climb from there.
Well, his best was 8th place in 2018. If he could match that,
Yeah.
that would be a phenomenal performance.
13.866 for Aberdeen. Artolini with him.
Alberto Busnari, the Italian gymnast, obviously gone into coaching with the national team.
Well, Great Britain's Jake Jarman was in 6th, heading up to this last piece of apparatus. He scored 13.966 in qualification. It's a big routine for the 21-year-old. James has put in some big routines.
Satisfied smile, I think.
Well, 27 years old, 13.466. Every year we wonder, is he coming back? Can he come back? And he does time and time again. He has put in a massive shift for British gymnastics as James Hall inspired the next generation. Here is Jake Jarman of Great Britain with his 6th of 6 pieces in this men's all-round final.
A very exciting young gymnast. Here we go. Oh, but that was wild, wasn't it? Just one hand touch. Now, I don't think he'll get credited with that element because you have to have a momentary catch. He just kicked it across the bar. He certainly didn't have a momentary catch, did he, guys?
No. And we go again.
Looks like it. No, here comes the Kachev combination. And the turn. He swings beautifully. Very nice into handstand there. Fulfilling all these 4 requirements you need, your change of grip, your close bar, your long swing. Now, oh, well, he's done the Kachev, which is his release and catch. Building up for a good dismount now. Kicks early, double twist, super landing. Well, a bit of a shame there right at the end.
There was some beautiful work in there. I mean, great execution, but he won't be given the difficulty. But look at this for a dismount. Doesn't give much away at all.
Well,
on the landing.
I'm going to say I think that's a new skill for him at the start, and maybe they decided you need to put it out now before the Olympics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Milad Karimi next up onto the high bar. Qualified 2nd for the high bar final, this lad, so there's some fireworks in here.
Yeah, there's some big skills coming. Here we go. Full twist in the straight position. Look, he winds up. He really does put some torque on that bar. Whoa! Kovacs into the full twisting Kovacs. Not many gymnasts can link the big skills like that. Good turn into the handstand. Change the body shape. Straddle Kachev. Stoop Kachev. I think we've got the same cameraman from Parallel Bars. I wish he'd go home. It's making me feel sick. Double twisting, double back. Well, that routine was something special.
Absolutely huge.
I love that first element. He holds it absolute straight body, doesn't he? Hopefully they'll show it to us in slow motion.
Well, he's just 24 years old.
That's it. Well, we did see it, but we didn't see the body shape.
14.266. down on what he scored in qualification, as will Jake Scobie. After coming off in that release and catch at the beginning of the routine. Gets a 12.166, 10th at the moment.
Just a little bit faded on the last two pieces, didn't he?
Well, what does the next minute or so hold for Daiki Hashimoto? Is here to retain the all-round title. It's all on this. He cannot afford a fall.
Well, as the Olympic champion, we talk about fireworks. Watch this. Huge wind-up. Look at the height, the body shape. And again, floats above the bar. Changing body shape. Lovely high, straight Katchev, straddle Katchev. Full twist in the squat dislocate. It's just a dismount, stands between him and the title. Double twisting, double back. Well, surely Hashimoto has done enough to retain the world title. What a routine.
There he is, Daiki Hashimoto. He was the prince last year. He's just been crowned the king. Absolutely phenomenal stuff.
And how fabulous to see that smile now. It's when you're defending a title, it's the toughest thing of all. But he did it with such style, didn't he?
Beautiful. The highest qualifier for high bar of all of the gymnasts that turned up here. He'll be in the high bar final again. But this moment is all about the all-around title. Well, Sun Wei was in contention. He's going to have to pull something out the bag here. He needs 13.366-ish. We don't know what Hashimoto's scored yet, but...
And you know, Matt, you said that his best has been a 4th at the Olympics. He'd love a medal as well.
Come on, Sun Wei.
Well, he's through that first section. And again, the handstand. Beautifully stylish. Fantastic height above the handles. Super circles. Oh, just an... Oh! How can he be doing so perfectly? And then it just all went so wrong.
What a shame. Oh, man. He said it's such a difficult piece to finish on, his pommels. And that's him out of the running for a medal. Well, Covington looks like he's got a medal for Ukraine. What colour will that one be?
He shows us just what he can do on this pommel horse. You really don't see circling any better than this. Oh, but it's almost like he can't control the speed of the swing. Now, he'll need to just finish the routine. And there he does. Well, it's fabulous work, but it came in 3 sections, unfortunately.
Oh, Sun Wei.
Oh, what a shame, because at one point he was leading the competition.
And at 28 years old, one of the oldest men in the field, I don't think he'll be back. 14.5 for Daiki Hashimoto. He's in the lead. He's untouchable. Surely he's retained his title. His teammates yet to go, and the door is open for two Japanese gymnasts on the medal podium. Will he take the opportunity and go through? Kenta Chiba was the highest qualifier for the all-round competition. He can't touch his teammate, but he can win Japan 2 medals here. 27 years old. Never really been given the opportunity on the international stage to win himself an individual medal. Now is the time.
Well, to stay on the bar will mean to stay on the podium, and that was secure. Oh, well, we have seen many a gymnast fall from this piece of apparatus. This young man here could end up with a world all-around medal.
With a fall.
With a fall. Wow.
What a closing stage we are seeing to this men's all-round final.
That amazed me. He looked like he had his hands well over the bar.
Well, Koftan needed some of these guys to fall from the high bar, and they have.
He won't know what on earth's going on.
Oh, and again.
Oh, well rescued.
Little full turn into the straight, Markelov. The problem is when you fall from the apparatus, you're just a little bit rattled. Winds up, needs a good dismount. Double twisting, double back, he sticks the dismount. Well, this is going to be close.
What a shame for Chiba. Oh.
It seems,
He
seems all right about it.
He's smiling, he can see the funny side of it, but my word, the disappointment must be immense for him.
I'm sure he's grimacing inside.
Well, the difficulty he went for in the routine. And like you said, Christine, it looked like his hands were over top of the bar.
I think this is probably the back end of the routine, isn't it? He fought very well with the little hesitation in the middle.
Well, Cobden could get a silver here. Fred Richard could get a bronze for USA.
Well, I don't think it's possible. Actually, looking at the scores, I think the top three will be Hashimoto, Koftan and Richard of the USA.
Sunway 12.3, he finishes down in 6th. There's still one more score to come in. Oh, he was there or thereabouts for most of this competition. He was pushing the top 3 all the way, and then, my word, what a nightmare for him on pommel horse. Chiba will be looking and wondering if they're going to be really kind to him, but
long wait.
Too big an ask. Oh, 12.633. It's 4th for Chiba. It's 4th. And there is Fred Richard behind. He can't quite believe it. He cannot believe the fact. There he is with Asher Hong. And what incredible scenes. He was so dejected after his fall from high bar. And he had the chat with his coach and the fact that he'll take it back to the gym and use the motivation. He's got himself a bronze medal.
If he hadn't have fallen off, he'd have ended up with a silver.
Yeah.
I mean, just phenomenal.
Well, Daiki Hashimoto has retained his crown. He's still the all-round champion of the world. There he is, the golden #1.
And a fantastic result, but what about Cobden?
Ilya Cobden He took a bronze medal in the all-round 2 years ago. He's upgraded to a silver. Ilya Kovtun, we salute you, my friend. He's training away from home. Incredible dedication to the sport and to his country to win them a silver medal in the men's all-round. But there's your champion, Daiki Hashimoto. He takes the gold, Ilya Kovtun the silver, and Frederick Richard for USA the bronze. Jake Jarman finishes in 13th and James Hall 9th.
Wow, what a climax to this all-round competition, Christine. Who would have thought the American falling from the bar and then the Japanese gymnast falling to still stay in the medals. And what a competition for Kovtun of Ukraine to go to the pommel horse, you know, and put that routine together.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and he's standing on his own there. Almost can't let it all sink quite in, but a fabulous competition, really exciting right through to the very end, and very impressive from Hashimoto because, you know, he's won the Olympics, he won last year's Worlds, he's won this year's Worlds. He's really establishing himself as the top man in the sport.
He is, and he's got such a strong back end of the competition, especially if they start Olympic order. He knows he goes vault, P-bars, high bar, he's going to whack in some big scores. And to be honest, I sometimes wonder, his high bar, I think, could be a bit higher, 14.5. The judges are really harsh on that piece of apparatus.
They've been very harsh, actually, today, I thought, really.
But what about that for Kovtun? Qualified down in 19th place. And I did say that we're not having the team competition coming into this competition fresh. It's a real advantage. But there's confirmation of the all-round final. Retaining the world title, Daiki Hashimoto takes the gold. Ilya Kovtun from the Ukraine the silver. Frederick Richard from the United States takes the bronze. James Hall for Great Britain in 9th, and Jake Jarman of Great Britain in 13th.
Well, what more do you want from an all-round final, apart from a British gymnast on the podium? But, it had the lot right up until the last piece of apparatus there. Daiki Hashimoto, at times we wondered, we thought, oh, is it gonna happen? But he was very, very impressive in the latter part of that competition. You can see what it means to him. He looked a little bit nervous coming in earlier on, and, well, it's a different story now, Gianni, but you know that feeling well, the relief and all the hours in the gym, the pressure on him, because, you know, as the champion, there's a lot of weight on your shoulders to come in.
Yeah, definitely, and I think this is now his 3rd title, I believe, so, you know, to retain that again is incredible.
Yeah.
But like you said, he did look a bit shaky at times, and maybe that would have, you know, he would have questioned himself a little bit, but this is the all-round final. It comes down to that very last apparatus, and he done it, and he held in, finishing on high bar, his best piece.
Yeah, and I mean, consistency is the key. When you think of, you know, Sun Wei, oh my goodness me, you know, he was battling on and he pushed everybody. And to think that that Fred Richard could end up on the podium with a fall, with all that going on, says a lot for a lad that's just making his senior debut.
It did, and do you know what, towards that last couple of pieces, there was lots of falls coming in and out, and it always goes down to that last routine, and I couldn't believe watching Sun Wei, and then obviously it wasn't just once, it was twice, but Fred Richard looks so disappointed.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and then obviously the roller coaster of emotions to go from I've fallen to actually no, I've got another bronze medal.
It was hard enough for us to sit and watch. I can't imagine what Kovtun must have been thinking as he was watching it all unfold with against the silver. But anyway, let's go to the beginning of the competition with Hashimoto, and where he started off with floor with his Olympic order. But I mean, as a world floor champion yourself, Gianni, he's got some impressive difficulty, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I came up against him last year in the floor final.
Yeah.
So I knew what he was capable of, and you know, he looked a little bit shaky on the floor. His landings weren't there, you know, how they were last year.
Yeah.
And again, that might just be that fatigue starting to set in.
Yeah, well, he looked tired after floor, and then to carry on then, Beth, through into pommel horse as well. But it looks like he's got his floor back here.
Yeah, each piece he got better and better, actually. He almost settled into the competition, and each time the score was coming in, maybe that just gave him the confidence to go into the next piece of apparatus, knowing that he's got P-bars and high bar right at the end, which are two very strong pieces for him.
Yeah, and this is the real turning point, Gianni, the rings. I mean, it's a real strength sapper as it is. So, but then straight through into vault, and bang, look at the lift off the top there.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for more going into vault. It's one of those pieces where you can score high, and to nail the landing as well would have just filled him with so much confidence.
Yeah, the distance that he got was absolutely incredible. But then, I mean, he's an absolute master on parallel bars, and it's not even his best piece.
Yeah, it really looked like he just started to come into his own at this point. I think the competition started to go, you know, how he then wanted it to go, and the routines looked easier for him. He looked more comfortable, and he then just was getting some incredible scores after that.
The composure, though, Beth, for him on here on high bar, because it's all or nothing. He didn't hold back. He didn't sort of do an easier routine. He was like, if I'm going to retain this title and win this gold, I'm going to do it in style, and he absolutely did.
It's interesting though, because he obviously came in not as the top qualifier. Normally he was normally the top qualifier, so he has that last person feeling of having to go up. Everyone knows what you've got to score, whereas he was in the middle of the ranks on the high bar this time, so he could kind of just get on with his routine knowing other people were coming. The one thing I've noticed with him today, it's the landings. Every time he is landing, he is nailing those landings. Whereas if you look at some of them, they're just taking a 10th or 3/10. But when you put that across 6 pieces of apparatus, that's nearly 2 marks, and that can make a big difference.
Well, somebody who went all out, didn't hold back, was Jake Jarman. It didn't pay off for him tonight, but I mean, he really went all out for difficulty, and as did James Hall. And thankfully, the lads are with Betty Glover now. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I'm with 2 quite smiley gymnasts here. James, I'm going to come to you first. I know you weren't overly happy with your performances on Tuesday. You must be chuffed with tonight.
Yeah, I mean, better late than never. But yeah, no, really pleased. I think started off a bit shaky. I was tripping over thin air by the looks of it on floor. And yeah, I think I'd lost my confidence a little bit from qualifications to team final. And then today was a little bit shaky, but, you know, the back half picked up, and I think, what was that, top 10 in the world now? So I will definitely take that. And I'm super proud of Jake. He's early on in his career, and it's just a pleasure to watch him gain experience, and he really looks at home out there.
We're going to come on to Jake in just a sec, but yeah, you're 9th in the world, which is not half bad. Talk to me about what your mindset was coming into this after what was a tricky day on Tuesday.
Well, I spoke to my coach, and actually the lads as well, and I said, what do you think about this? I'll change my pommel routine a little bit, because statistically I always fall off on that skill, and it's, you know, I thought I'll do away with it and get my confidence back and show myself that, you know, I'm worthy of a world championship performance. And yeah, I think, like I said before, I lost my confidence coming in, but, you know, it quickly comes back when you think, actually, you know, I can do this. I've done it before, I'll do it again.
You had a bit of a smile when you came off the P-bars. Is your confidence back?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that me and my coach have been working on, little details, and it showed on P-bar. I've always, not notoriously bad for P-bar, but my P-bar's never been, you know, exceptional. And today was a PB, so I'm super happy with that.
Take that. Jake, let's move over to you. 13th in the world, but what we've got to talk about first is that vault. We looked at your face when you landed it. It was like you were in complete shock.
Almost. I knew as soon as I hit the vault top, like, it was going to be good, but I've never stuck it at a competition before, and to do it on an all-round final is just like, it kind of blew my mind. I couldn't believe it, to be honest.
I saw a picture of your dad on social media with a massive flag, shouting when he saw you land it. He was very pleased with you.
That's lovely to hear. No, I've got the whole family out, and they've been staying since team final, and it's just lovely to have them here.
It felt like you were really pushing the difficulty out there tonight. You did it on the vault and it worked, but it didn't work on some of the other apparatus. Can you talk us through sort of what you were trying to do?
Yeah, so like it's hard. This all-round competition it's insanely difficult, and for me personally, because I struggle on a few of the pieces, I've just got to go all out on, you know, on the vault, P-bar, the high bar, and the floor. Obviously, it's hard competing at this time of night. I'm getting a bit tired, but I just had to keep pushing through it, and you know, unfortunately, it doesn't always work out. But I'm just super happy with, you know, how I did.
Was it a new skill on the high bar? Because I don't think we've seen that before, and that kind of seems where you made that little mistake.
Yeah, so it was. I actually did it clean in the qualifiers, and it's been in the background for a while now. I've only recently been putting it in my routine, but I think today, just, you know, the circumstances, like, it was hard, it was difficult. I went for it anyway. But, you know, even though I didn't catch it, I'm still glad that I put it out there, because it's one thing doing it at home, but at a competition environment, it's very different. And to get that experience is really valuable.
Well, you're only 21 years old, Jake. This is your second World Championships, is it? So how much are you going to take, what sort of experience are you going to take from this into sort of, I guess, the Olympic year?
Yeah, so being in the lead group, I guess, in the all-round final especially, it's really something different, because you're up there with like, you know, medal contenders. So to be a part of that lead group is something special. But, you know, I feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident in this environment, regardless of, you know, performances not going to plan. Like, I feel really comfortable, and I hope to be able to build on it for next year.
Well, James is nodding. He's agreeing with you. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, going back to his high bar skill, he's quite modest, because that is the hardest skill in the code on high bar. And like he says, doing it at home is a different ball game to doing it on the biggest stage in the world. So I think he needs to give himself some credit, and if he doesn't, I'll give it on his behalf, because he's just, you know, I said it before about the other guys, they're brilliant gymnasts, but even better people. So it was just an absolute pleasure.
Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you both very much, and well done tonight.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Well said. Don't you just love James Hall? Isn't he just he must be brilliant having as a team member, team captain.
Absolutely. He's a leader. He's a strong character, and at times he keeps you calm. He keeps you, tamed a little bit. And
he's done so much, hasn't he, for British gymnastics? I can't believe he's still, like every international with on, he's like, oh, I don't know if this is it, I don't know. And he still goes, and it's just amazing effort level, phenomenal. Let's have a little chat about Jake Jarman and his competition. We'll start off on floor, which was his first piece of apparatus, and didn't go all out for difficulty initially. Normally puts 3.5 twists in at the beginning.
Yeah, we have seen him put out the 3.5 twist, but it is a very difficult tumble. It's a very difficult one to land, because it's a blind landing, and first skill in your all-around final, you kind of want to go out and be nice and calm and composed. So I can totally understand why he made that decision. He will have spoken to his coaches prior as to what skills he will perform tonight.
Then this happened. Look at that. Gianni, have you ever seen him land that like that, even in the training gym?
Yeah, I've actually been fortunate enough to see him land it in training gym, but I think, like he said there, it's one thing doing something in training and another doing it in the competition with the nerves, the crowd, the adrenaline, and you can just see by the look on his face there that he gets me every time.
So that must have been the shot that was very similar to what his dad was doing, as Benny was saying on social media. But then over to B-bars, and this was a little shaky, put in a personal best in qualification, but just the extra swing at the start, Beth.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just broke the flow of the routine, and obviously is a costly deduction, and it happens. And it's how you pick yourself back up. The great thing was he continued the rest of the routine with the style and class that we know he can do. And as he said, he'll learn from it. He obviously felt tired tonight. He mentioned a couple of times in that interview about how late it is and how he's competing late at night. It is very different training during the day at home to then having to perform late at night.
Yeah, well, if you loved that vault as much as we did, then you can see it again in the vault final at the weekend, because Jake will be in there. So very much looking forward to that. So let's concentrate on the medals here then, and Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine. You tipped him earlier on, didn't you, Gianni? You were like, where is he? What's he doing? Because he's so handy. Took a bronze 2 years ago and upgraded now to a silver. But when you think he's training away from home, everything that's going on back there, I mean, what he's doing it seems to surpass medals, doesn't it?
Definitely, and you know, he's not had it easy, but to be able to continue performing at the highest level, still, you know, going to all these competitions and getting the results just shows you, you know, that he's strong. He's strong-minded, and you know, I'm happy. I'm glad to see him up there getting the medals, because I think he deserves it. Totally, yeah. And we've seen him mature, haven't we, over the years, Beth? And now, I mean, he's really looking so steady. And you know, Jake said it. It's insanely difficult, the all-round competition. And there you see Kovtun, and he's not a small gymnast. You know, going the difficult level that he has, considering how big he is unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean, he qualified in 19th, and then he's kind of just gone about his competition nice and steady, and ended up with that medal around his neck. And I think he competes at every championships that you see happening, whether it's Bundesliga, whether it's a World Cup. He is competing constantly, and it's great to see it pay off today.
And what about the new kid on the block then? Fred Richard. Everybody will remember his name from now on. He's going to be around for a long time, because that difficulty level that he has in execution, and to get a bronze with a fall, Gianni.
Absolutely, and I think it just goes to show, you know, it's not over until it's over. You know, that high bar routine, he made a mistake towards the end.
Yeah.
But he got up and he finished off to the best of his ability, and he's come away with a medal, which is incredible. He's got a medal in the team final. He's now got a medal in the all-round final. So, you know, he really is one to watch.
Absolutely. Well, he'll be back again in the finals as well. And we're going to be back with you on BBC 2 tomorrow with the women's all-round final, featuring Simone Biles and Jessica Gadarova, and that is from 7 p.m. If you've missed anything from Antwerp, BBC iPlayer is the place to go to catch up any time. To mark your card, actually, we've got the apparatus finals over the weekend, featuring the legend that is Max Whitlock, amongst others. And he's looking, actually, for your unsung heroes. Here he is with the details.
Making it to the top of your game is the dream for so many people.
Max Whitlock is the Olympic champion.
It's the pinnacle. But to get there, you have to start somewhere a little closer to home. There are community clubs and groups giving people all across the country the opportunity to get involved in sport. These places are led by amazing volunteers who deserve a huge thank you for everything they do. Nominate your unsung hero now for a special Sports Personality of the Year award at bbc.co.uk/unsung hero.
Thanks, Max. Yes, nominations are open now for the Sports Personality of the Year Unsung Hero Award. And as you can see there, Max is so involved in that campaign. I love that award. I love it on the night when you see all these coaches, you know, from tiny little places of the UK getting up there and receiving their awards. Do you have an unsung hero in your life, Beth?
I had a lot of people throughout my whole career. I don't think it's fair to kind of pick out one person, because whether it was my very first coach or the physios that kind of helped me in my club, or one of my friend's mums used to pick me up from school to take me to training.
Yes,
so
very good.
Lots of different people had an impact on my career.
Quick one, Gianni, for you?
I think I'm the same as Beth. There's so many people that have been involved, so many different people that have been involved in different ways, and they all play a massive role, which has obviously helped me get to where I am. So.
Very good. Mine was Mr. Mullaney at Seaham Leisure Centre. Anyway, that's all we've got time for tonight. A big thanks for your company to Beth and Gianni. So Golden Boy Hashimoto adds another global title to his collection and remains the all-round champion of the world. We'll see you tomorrow when we'll do it all around again. Bye-bye.